Psalm 105. For the Lord is good, and his steadfast love endures forever, and all faithfulness to all generations. A man's wisdom will lighten his countenance, and an impudent man's countenance will be detested. Watch the mouth of a king, even because of the word of the oath of God. You should not hurriedly go from his face. You should not stand in an evil matter, for whatever he wants he does. As a king exercising authority, and who shall say to him, "What do you do?" The one keeping the commandment shall not know an evil matter, and the heart of the wise knows the time and judgment. For everything there is a season and judgment, for knowledge of man is best unto him. For there is not one knowing what shall be being, for as it should be, who shall announce to him? There is no man exercising authority over spirits, to restrain with the spirit, and there is no exercising authority in the day of death. There is no discharge in the day of battle, and impiety shall not preserve the thing for her. All this I beheld, and I gave my heart to every action which I had done under the sun, the things as much as man exercises authority to a man to inflict evil on him. And then I beheld the impious being brought into the tomb, and from out of all the holy place they went praised in the city, because they did thus. And indeed this is folly, because there is no existing objection for the ones doing evil quickly. Therefore by this the heart of the sons of man have full assurance in themselves to do evil. The one who sins did evil from them, and from their duration. For also even I know that there is good to the ones fearing God, so that they should tear from in front of him. But it will not be good to the impious. He shall not prolong his days, which are as a shadow, for he is not fearing from before God. There is a folly which is done upon the earth, but there are just ones that attain unto them, as the action of the impious. There are impious that attain to them, as the action of the just. I said that indeed also this is folly. I praised with the gladness, because there is no good thing to man under the sun. Were it not to eat and to drink and to be glad, it will adhere to him in his efforts all the days of his life, as God gave to him under the sun. Whereupon I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to behold the distraction being done upon the earth. For also at day and at night a person is not seeing sleep with his eyes. I beheld all the actions of God, that man shall not be able to find out the action being done under the sun. As long as man should make an effort to seek, even he shall not find it. Indeed, as long as the wise should speak to know it, he shall not be able to find it. For all this I gave to my heart, and my heart beheld it all. As the just and the wise, even their works are in the hand of God. For indeed even love, even indeed hatred, there is no man knowing all the things before them. Folly is in all things, and there is one event to the just, and one to the impious, to the good and to the bad, to the clean and to the unclean, to the one sacrificing and to the one not sacrificing, to the one that is good, and as to the one sinning, as the one swearing by an oath, and as the one fearing the oath. The evil is in all being done under the sun, for there is one event to all. Indeed, the heart of the sons of man are filled with evil, and madness in their hearts during their life, and after them they go to the dead. For someone who participates with all the living, there is hope. For the living dog in himself is good over the dead lion. For the living shall know that they shall die, but the dead are not knowing anything. There is not a wage to them any longer, for their remembrance was forgotten. Indeed their love, and indeed their hatred, indeed their zeal already perished, and there is no portion to them and any longer into the eon, in all things being done under the sun. Come and eat with gladness of your bread, and drink your wine with a good heart, for already God thought well of your actions. And every time let your garments be white, and let not oil be lacking upon your head. Behold life with the wife which you loved all the days of the life of your folly, the ones being given to you under the sun, all the days of the life of your folly. For it is your portion in your life, and in your effort wherein you made an effort under the sun. All as much as your hand should find to do, you do as in your power. There is no action, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in Hades of where you should go there. I turned, and I beheld under the sun, that not to the light of foot is the race, and not to the mighty one in battle. Indeed not to the wise is the bread, and indeed not to the discerning ones is the riches. Indeed not to the ones knowing favor, for a season and a meeting shall meet with them all. Indeed, man does not know his season. As fishes being hunted with a hurtful casting net, and as birds being hunted with a snare, as them the sons of man shall be ensnared in an evil season, wherever it should fall upon them suddenly. Indeed this I beheld, for wisdom under the sun, it is great to me. If there was a small city,
and the men in it few, there should come against it a great king, and he shall encircle it, shall build against it great siege mounts, and there shall be found in it a needy wise man. He himself shall deliver the city in his wisdom, but man remembered not with that needy man. And I said, Wisdom is good over power, but the wisdom of the needy man is being treated with contempt, and his words are not being listened to. Words of the wise being at rest are heard above a cry of one being in authority and folly. Wisdom is good over weapons of war, but one sitting shall destroy much goodness. A fly put to death will rot a concoction of luscious oil. A little wisdom is valuable over great glory of folly. The heart of a wise man is at his right hand, and the heart of a fool is at his left. Indeed, whenever a fool goes in the way of his heart, he will fail, and all which he considers is folly. If spirit of the one exercising authority should ascend against you, you should not leave your place, for your cure will put to rest great sins. There is a wickedness which I beheld under the sun, as an intentional act came forth from the person of one exercising authority, and the fool was put in great heights. The rich shall settle in low. I beheld servants upon horses, and the rulers going as servants upon the ground. The one digging a cesspool shall fall into it, and the one demolishing a fence boundary, a serpent shall bite him. One lifting away stones shall work hard among them, and one splitting wood shall be exposed to danger in them. If an iron implement should fall off, and he is disturbed in countenance, then he shall strengthen his power, and abundance is to the man of wisdom, which is wisdom. While the serpent should bite with no enchanter whisperer, then there is no advantage to the one charming. The words of a wise mouth carry favor, but the lips of a fool shall sink him. The beginning of the words of his mouth are folly, and the end of his mouth is wicked madness. The fool multiplies words. Man does not know what the thing becoming is, and what the thing will be, for after him who shall announce to him? The effort of the fool shall trouble them as one who does not know how to go into the city. Woe to you, O city, of which your king is younger, and your ruler eats in the morning. Blessed in your land, of which your king is a son of free nobles, and your rulers at the proper time shall eat in force, and shall not be ashamed. By slothful neglect a building will be lowered, and in idleness of hands the house will drip. For laughter they make bread, and wine and olive oil, for the living is to be glad, and of the money all will eat. Indeed, in your conscience you should not curse a king, and in the closets of your bedrooms you should not curse a rich man. For a winged creature of heaven shall carry your voice, and the one having the wings shall report your word. Your bread upon the face of the water, for in a multitude of days you will find it. Give a portion to 7, even indeed to 8, for you do not know what evil there will be upon the earth. If the clouds should be filled of rain, they pour out upon the earth. If a tree should fall toward the south, or if toward the north, in a place where the tree shall fall, there it shall be. For giving heed to the wind one does not sow, and one looking into the clouds will not harvest. Among the one in whom there is no knowing what the way of the wind is, as the bones in the womb of one being child, so you shall not know the actions of God, as much as he shall do in all things. At morning sow your seeds, and at evening do not relieve your hand, for you do not know what will line up, this here, this there, or if the two are good together. Moreover, the light is sweet, and it is good to the eye to see with the sun. For even if a man shall live many years, in all them he shall be glad, and the days of darkness shall be remembered, for they will be many. All coming is folly. Being glad, O young man, in your youth, let your heart do you good in the days of your youth. Walk in the ways of your heart unblemished, and in the vision of your eyes, and know that in all these God shall lead you in equity. Leave rage from your heart, and pass off wickedness from your flesh, for youth and thoughtlessness are folly. Remember the one creating you in the days of your youth, while the days of evil should not come, nor years should arrive, in which you shall then say, There is not in me a want for them. While the sun and the light are not dark, nor the moon and the stars, nor the clouds return after the rain, in a day in which ever the keepers of the house should be shaken, and men of power should be turned aside, and the grinding women are idle because they are made few, and the women looking out of the opening shall darken. They shall lock the doors in the market in weakness of the sound of the women grinding, and one shall rise up to the sound of the sparrow, and all the daughters of song shall be humbled. Indeed, from the height they shall see, even stupefactions in the way, and the almonds shall bloom, the locusts shall thicken, and the caper shall be dispersed, because man went to his eternal house. The ones beating their cheeks in mourning circled in the market, until whenever should be prostrated the line of silver, and the flower ornament of gold should be broken, and the water pitcher should be broken at the spring, and the wheel should have rolled into the pit. And the dust shall return upon the earth as it was, and the spirit should return to the God who gave it. Folly of folly, said the ecclesiastic. All things are folly. It was extra that the ecclesiastic became wise. He taught knowledge with man, in which he shall trace composed parables. The ecclesiastic sought much to find a wanting of words, and writing of a brightness of words of truth. For the words of the wise are as the ox girds, and as nails firmly planted, ones which by agreement were given from one shepherd. And my son guard extra by them, to make many scrolls. There is no limit, and much mediation is weariness of flesh. The end of the whole matter, hear, for fear God and keep his commandments. For this is all man. For every action God shall lead into judgment, with all being looked over, if good and if evil. Song of Songs, which is to Solomon. Let him kiss me by kisses of his mouth, for your breasts are good over wine, and the scent of your perfumes. Your name is over all the aromatics of perfumes, being emptied out. On account of this, for the young women loved you. They drew me, and they will run after you, for the scent of your perfumes. The king carried me into his inner chamber. We should exalt and be glad in you. We shall love your breasts over wine. Uprightness loved you. I am black and fair, O daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the hide coverings of Solomon. You should not look, for I am being blackened, for the sun looked over me. Sons of my mother quarreled with me. They made me keeper in the vineyards. I kept not my own vineyard. Report to me, you whom my soul loved, where you tend, and where your bed at midday, lest at any time I should become as one being covered by a veil, by the herds of your companions. If you should not know yourself, O fair one among women, come forth at the heels of the flocks, and tend your children by the tents of the shepherds. To my horse among the chariots of Pharaoh I likened you, my dear one. How your cheeks are beautiful as a turtle dove, your neck as pendants. Representations of gold we will make for you with marks of silver, until of which time the king was at his laying down. My spikenard gave its scent. My beloved man is a bundle of balsam to me. He shall be lodged between my breasts. And a cluster of camphor is my beloved man to me in vineyards of En-Gedi. Behold, you are fair, my dear one. Behold, you are fair, and your eyes are as the doves. Behold, you are fair, my beloved man. Indeed, beautiful to our shady bed. Beams of our houses are cedars, our fretworks cypresses. I am a flower of the plain, a lily of the valley. As a lily in the midst of thorn bushes, thus is my dear one in the midst of the daughters. As an apple among the trees of the groves, so is my beloved man in his midst of the sons. To be in his shadow I desired. I sat down, and his fruit was sweet in my throat. Bring me into the house of wine. Order for me love. Support me with perfumes. Pile me with apples, for I am being pierced of love. His left hand is under my head. His right hand will embrace me. I bound you by an oath, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the powers and by the strengths of the field, if you should arise and awaken love until of which time it should want. The voice of my beloved man, behold, thus he comes springing up over the mountains, leaping over the hills. My beloved man is likened to the doe or a fawn of the hinds. Behold, he stands behind our wall, leaning over through the windows, looking out through the lattice. My beloved man responds, and he says to me, Rise up, come, my dear one, my fair one, my dove. For behold, the winter went by, the rain went forth, it went to itself. The flowers appeared in the land, the time of pruning arrived. The voice of the turtle dove was heard in our land. The fig tree brought forth its immature figs, the grapevines blossomed, they gave a scent. Rise up, and come, my dear one, my fair one, my dove, yes, come. You are my dove in the protection of the rock, being next to the area around the wall. Show to me your appearance, and cause me to hear your voice, for your voice is agreeable, and your appearance is beautiful. Lay hold for us the small foxes that are obliterating the vineyards, for our grapevines blossom. My beloved man is to me, and I to him. He is to the one tending among the lilies, until of which time the day should refresh, the shadows should move and return. You be like, O my beloved man, to the buck of fawns, or the hinds encircling upon the mountain.
These are the impartial parables of Solomon, which the friends of Hezekiah the king of Judah wrote out. The glory of God hides a matter, but the glory of a king esteems things. Heaven is high, and the earth is deep, but the heart of a king is unascertained. Beat unproven silver, and it shall be cleansed clean altogether. Stay the impious from the presence of the king, and you shall set up his throne in righteousness. Do not act ostentatiously in the presence of the king, nor stand in places of mighty ones. For better the saying to you, Ascend to me, than to humble you in the presence of a mighty one. What you beheld with your eyes, speak, and do not fall into a fight quickly, lest you should change your mind at the last. Whenever a friend should berate you, withdraw to the rear, do not disdain him, lest indeed the friend should berate you, and your friend in hatred do not go away. What will you be to your equal of death? Favor and friendship freeze, which you give heed to yourselves, that you should not be reviled, but keep your ways consolatory. As a golden apple in a pendant of sardis, so it is to speak a wise word. In an earring of gold, a very costly sardis is bound, so a wise word to a heedful ear. As a delivery of snow in the harvest for sweltering heat, so a trustworthy messenger benefits the one sending him, for the souls of the ones dealing with him, which derive benefit. As winds and clouds and rains are apparent, so the men boasting over false portions. Success comes to kings by long suffering, and a soft tongue breaks the bones. In finding honey, eat what is enough, lest at any time, being overfilled, you should vomit forth. Sparingly bring your foot to your own friend, lest at any time he be filled of you, and should detest you. As a club and a sword and a pointed bow, so also the man bearing false witness against his friend. An evil way and the foot of a lawbreaker shall be destroyed in an evil day. As vinegar draws hurtful, so passion falling on a body distresses the heart. As a moth in a garment and a worm in wood, so distress of a man hurts the heart. For if your enemy hungers, then nourish him. If he thirsts, then give him to drink. For doing this, you shall heap coals of fire upon his head, and the Lord will recompense you good things. The north wind arouses clouds, and the face of the impudent tongue aggravates. Better to live upon the corner of a roof than with a reviling wife in a common house. As cold water is kind to a thirsting soul, so a good message from a land far off. As if anyone may shut up a spring and lay waste an exiting of water, so it is unbecoming for a just man to fall before the impious. To eat much honey is not good, but it behooves to esteem honorable words. As a city with walls having been thrown down and unwalled, so a man who acts with no counsel in any. As ye have therefore received Christ Jesus the Lord, so walk ye in him, rooted and built up in him, and established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Colossians 2:6-8. King Gustav III of Sweden had a number of very strong opinions. One of them was that drinking coffee was a dangerous habit to a person's health. To test his theory, he devised one of the strangest experiments ever recorded. He found two identical twins who have been sentenced to die for their crimes, offered them a commutation in exchange for their lives. One would drink 3 pots of coffee a day, the other would drink 3 pots of tea. Gustav was sure that his dim view of coffee would be verified, but the actual event unfolded somewhere different eventually. First, Gustav was assassinated in 1792. In time, both of the doctors involved in the study died. The tea-drinking brother finally passed away at 83 years old, but his coffee-drinking sibling was still strong and outlived them all. There are a lot of ideas that people hold firmly and with conviction. That does not mean that those ideas are correct. The sincerity and intensity of our beliefs does not guarantee their accuracy. If we want to know what is reliable and true and trustworthy, we must start with the Word of God. All of man's ideas are subject to error because all men are fallen. The only one settled in certain base that we can always fully count on comes from God. David wrote, "As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him." The world is happy to promote their ideas to us, but if we are not cautious, we will be robbed of the joy and the peace and the hope that God offers through vain ideas. All ideas and philosophies must be weighed and evaluated in light of the unchanging truth of God's word.